And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes a guest. He's a musician and wood tycoon who, despite being here right now, is still on his way to Tony's concert. It's Todd Cooper. And she's an actress and writer who doesn't want you to take it personally that she can't chat right now. It's just that she doesn't want to. It's Niccole Thurman. Tone Zone is here to wish you a happy Gusta. I'm her husband, Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen. Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison with her good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little Mrs. Cubison stuffing mix. It's me, Allison. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Ray Morgan. And we have used Mrs. Cubison's stuffing mix before.
Did we like it?
We liked it. You'd think there's a lot of stuffing mixes out there. There's really like Mrs. Cubison's stovetop. That's it.
Marie Callender's has one, doesn't she?
Okay, fine. There's a few, but I'm just saying Mrs. Cubison's is really like
full of shit.
She's the stuffing lady. And yes, I am on Patreon. Also, there's fun stuff over there. You can get the Friend Zone. That is my bonus Patreon podcast. I just put up episodes with Renee Colvert, with Jenna Kim Jones. We already have an insane one in the can with my two children. Tony was here for that. It could have gone. Oh my God. Oh my God. But the pictures are very cute. The pictures that I got for the show are very cute. So all of that on Patreon. Go for an annual subscription, get 2 months free.
That's a good deal.
And I would like to say hello to my guests. Hello, Niccole Thurman.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to see you. Hello, Todd Cooper.
Hello.
Hello.
I thought I wasn't going to get claps. That's hurtful, Toby. Yeah, that's right.
Hello, Daniel Kwan.
Hello. Hi.
Good intro, by the way, because you had said to me that you're like, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I thought all the jokes were good.
Okay, well, thank you.
And also someone, and I don't think a lot of people are this way, but someone a long time ago was like, I never realized the intro is full of jokes. Like they didn't quite listen. I think they just don't listen to it.
With my jokes. I don't want people to know it's a joke. You know, they walk away. Was that a joke?
Yeah. At the end of it, you say, and if you will rewind, you'll realize that was a joke.
You'll get it when you get home.
Yeah. And hello, Tony.
Hi.
Okay, so I will just at the top acknowledge my voice doesn't sound like it normally does. I had a sore throat some days ago, and now this is what I'm left with, which is excellent given that I talk into the microphone. Also, can I just say, the sore throat was getting worse and worse each day to the point where I was like, this is an unreal level of pain. I've taken 1 million COVID tests. I'm negative. Went to urgent care.
Oh, yeah. Wait for it.
What?
I said, wait for it.
Yeah, I had to take a sip of water. Went to urgent care. Oh, and I had looked at my own throat and I'm like, it's so red. Went to urgent care. She said, are you congested? And I said, no, but there's, mucus, but mostly it's just my throat's like so red and raw. And she looked back there. She's like, oh yeah, I see the mucus. It's gross. It's a little red. And to me, that's a microaggression.
Everything in the doctor is a microaggression,
Yes.
first of all.
It's
If you're a woman.
It's a little red. Excuse me. It's true.
You want to be
Essentially,
at the doctor. You need them to say, "This is the worst I've ever seen."
Yeah. You didn't say, like, oh my
Just
God, how are you sitting up?
That's right.
How did you get yourself here? You're a hero. We should put you on a stamp.
Yes.
Like that.
Yes.
But basically, I went to urgent care to find out, like, I have a cold.
Did they give you a Z-Pack?
She wrote me a prescription for one in case I feel like it's going into my sinuses or something. But it's like they swabbed me for strep and
It's
for
not
flu, and it's not.
bacterial.
Yeah, it's not any of that. Yeah, but essentially it's just a cold. And there's no such thing as like a really extreme. I mean, I guess COVID is like a really extreme cold. But still, I just walked out of there feeling like a real ding-dong baby kind of weak human.
Well, at your advanced age, it's good to just always know. Like any pain, just go in and find it out. It's like, you're teetering on the razor's edge.
That was a good joke. The advanced age, you just slipped it in there.
I felt it and I heard it.
Yeah. Well,
I think there is a branch of medicine where they deal with old people, like geriatric
Yes,
medicine. Should we get some geriatric
That's right.
providers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh no, when does that happen? What age is that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's probably too young. Like it's probably like 55.
Right,
Yeah.
Or
that's it,
something,
yeah.
You know? And then, but that's fine though. I would like to have somebody like yelling in my face, like, Niccole, how are you today? I'm like, that's great. Thank you. You obviously care about me.
You can't wait to get to the age where they start treating you like a child.
Yeah. Baby me, please.
I definitely am at that age, though, I think, because I went in, I had a couple years ago, I had a root canal, and then I went into the dentist recently, and they found, it looks like there might be an abscess underneath there. And so I went to the specialist, and he's like, we could go in, we could redo it, or we could just take it out. And I'm like, I'm at the age where it's like when you lose a tooth, it's like, you know what? It's just better just to say goodbye to your teeth.
Right.
Now.
Your diet's about to be applesauce anyway.
Yeah.
So
Like,
it's fine. You're good.
we don't want to waste our medical resources on saving a tooth on this guy.
I just want the blue book value on Daniel.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would be interesting. I would every year it would just go down.
Right.
I had the copy paste exact thing happen with the tooth.
Really?
Yeah, and the dentist just literally was like, I mean, you could do the thing where they put one in. It's a back tooth. Who cares?
Yeah. It's about
And I'm like, you're a dentist. You should care.
Right.
It's
There's
cosmetic.
a toothbrush on your bathroom
That's
key.
right.
Yeah.
You care a lot.
Would you put leather seats in an old, like Chevy, whatever, shitty car?
So
No.
wait, did you just say goodbye to the tooth?
Yeah.
Is it one that was all the way in the back?
She gone. They pulled it. They just pulled, and I was like, I guess take it out. And they're like, yeah, who cares? And no one cared.
Do you miss it? Has it changed your face
I'm a
shape?
little sad. No, it hurt like a mug. Like,
Having it removed?
yes,
Did you say like a mug?
I did.
Is that what we say now?
I don't know. It just happened to me.
That's an
Is
old
it-
one.
It's an
a
old
mug?
That's probably what. Yeah, that's like people our age say that.
Is that right?
Yeah, like we still say.
Oh,
I think.
people who go to
We
geriatric doctors say mug.
all the geriatric doctor patients we say mug. It hurts like a mug, and then the
Hurts like a
doctor's
mug.
like, it does. Does it hurt like a mug?
Now there's 10 mugs on the wall. Which one describes how you're feeling?
Unhappy face mug.
But wait, what is it? Because I was thinking it hurts like a motherfucker.
I almost said it, and then I
Mug
don't
is
know.
replacement for motherfucker.
Is that what mug
I
means?
think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Must
kinda
be.
Oh
how
my
it
god, now I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I don't know why I edited myself. I've never edited myself.
Well, but it's given us this gift of content.
It really has.
And I think it made you sound cool. It's like when somebody says dope. Like I can never say
Yeah.
dope without sounding like I just said dope. You know how I just said it. But like when people were like, yeah, I went to this party. It was so dope. I'm like, yes, that's cool. Like
I
you said
just
mug.
try to embrace them now. Like if I say rad, like it's going out of style because it's awesome how weird it is coming out of my face. So I'm like, yeah, everything's rad.
Well, as you know, you got to be careful with that stuff. As I don't know if you remember my problem of it used to drive me crazy when anyone said something was tight, and then I started saying it like sarcastically,
Yes.
and then it just started happening,
Yes.
and I would get so mad at myself every time it left my mouth.
That has happened to me with nifty, with neat, with groovy. What are the other ones?
I don't know. I feel like Cool Beans was one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
That's the one
don't.
for me
Yeah.
too. Cool beans for sure. Because I'll be like, oh, cool beans, and I'm like, I just said cool beans, and that becomes a thing for sure.
Right.
Where did that come into the culture? Like, why is that part of
I feel like that's like a 70s
It
thing,
is.
right?
It's old
Yeah.
school. I had a math teacher who said it, and I was like, that's the best thing I've ever heard. I couldn't believe it when I was in 7th grade.
So wait, though, you said it hurt like a mug.
It hurt so bad. Like having
When they
it-
pulled it out?
like yeah.
Or did they numb it?
And after, yes, they did.
Okay.
But it hurt like what you would expect a tooth coming out to hurt like. But you
But still a surprise.
Move far away from it enough that you're like, oh, things are like not as bad as I was a kid last time I had, something pulled or a tooth come, anything like
Right.
that, right? And so you're like, it can't be that bad. And then you're like, oh no, it hurts a lot.
Like a mug.
Has yours come out yet? Or you haven't?
No.
Are they taking it out?
I think so. I think
But
we're going to have it either removed completely. Here's the thing. The options are I could have it removed and that's it. There's just a gap there. Or I could have a
Implant.
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 Yeah.
an implant put in. And I kind of feel like I don't want to get used to just having them removed. Like I don't want that to become the thing, like, oh, that actually wasn't so bad. And next thing I know, I'm like, oh, with like 2 teeth.
I had the same. It's a slippery slope argument. for
Yes,
your
the
teeth.
slippery. It's a slippery slope. I want to still act like. I mean, generally
It's an insane
speaking,
slippery slope argument, though. I mean, I understand, but it's not like they take out one of your 32 24. How many teeth do we have?
70.
It's a
One of your
slippery slope,
300 teeth, and then next time then you have two.
and then kind of next to this is my general goal to become so attractive that people just want to get to know me because I'm so handsome, for no other reason. So having fewer teeth doesn't help in that goal.
I see.
Well, then you just eventually get dentures, and people won't know until you pop them out. But by that time, they're trapped.
Right.
That's right.
That's
They're
true.
already thinking you're attractive.
I could just go the other direction and just say, take them all out.
Yeah.
Doc.
Yeah, then you can get a great set of dentures and look awesome.
Oh my
That's pretty tight.
Super sick, bro.
Hell yeah. Tell them about your horse hips aspiration. First of all, do you guys know what horse hips are?
No idea.
Okay. Take it away, Daniel.
Well, it's just, when people have like a high, like muscular butt. So the muscles, the glutes that are higher, they kind of protrude a little because there's so much muscle. Like bodybuilders will get this.
Okay, I was feeling a little extra back there the other day too, so I was like, maybe I got that booty.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I was watching Niccole touch her back, like maybe.
I know. I was
maybe
like, do I have it?
so.
I needn't touch. I needn't even bother. I know I don't.
I think it's a
same.
bodybuilder
I've got
thing.
like manatee butt. Horse hip, manatee butt.
And they call them horse hips. And I decided I'm going to go for it. I'm going to go for horse hips.
So he's been announcing his horse hips goal to me. So I was like, because I'm not in the bodybuilding,
But
world.
nothing else.
Just like a really muscular.
I'm going to be an out of shape blob with powerful upper glutes.
Oh my god! Have like a triangle butt where it's all muscle on top and then the teeny cheeks on the bottom.
That's a look.
sad.
It's a look.
Yeah, it's a look.
So I Googled it last night thinking, is this a thing that everyone knows about? All that came up were like pictures of people like stallions, horses, thoroughbreds, parts of a horse.
So wait, did you write horse hips or did you find it somewhere?
No, I've been. I just get YouTube serves things up to you, and a video that it serves how to get horse hips. And it was like a bodybuilding video, and I just thought that was the
I love that you decided to watch that.
I know.
Well, I haven't watched
What else
it,
are you
but-
watching that's getting suggested to you? That's what I want to know.
I gotta be on this
Mind your own
algorithm.
business, Tony. You can do the math.
So we saw Todd Cooper last night because we were at Kate McCucci's record release show at the Bob Baker. Do you know Kate?
I do.
Nicole?
I don't know her personally, but I know who she is.
She's great. Yeah.
Yeah, it was at the Bob Baker Marionette Theater, which I'd never been to, but I'd heard of a million times.
Yeah.
They have like tons of cool marionettes and puppets. And it's like, what's funny, when she was on my podcast recently, she's like, well, it's being described as a kid's album. Like it seemed like to her, I don't know that she set out to make an album for children, but it very much is an album that children love. And so it was, a show where you can bring the kids. And I was relieved when we got there to see that there's a ton of kids here because I didn't know whether Owen, who before we started was in this studio telling everyone he's a dog and asking them to have him do tricks. I didn't know whether he would be able to like chill for a music show.
We can't take him to restaurants.
This is not true. We
He's
just
not-
don't. Well, we don't want to.
He's uncivilized. Let's just
You
put it
won't
that way.
take him to restaurants. Yeah.
I won't.
He's a feral child.
Well, I literally, we went out to dinner. I made the announcement. This is it till he's older. Like no more.
Well, wait,
and
wasn't
he's
that
just like swinging from the chandeliers.
No,
You're
like
we're done.
running
We're done.
around the table in circles.
Oh my God! Well, but that
wow,
was
yeah.
because wasn't that when we went out with
yes.
with their cousin? So it's my sister and her kids too. Something about 4 children. Actually, the 2 older ones, they'll like sit and like have a scotch. They're great. But the 2 little ones were literally doing laps. We were sitting outside, but I felt like, oh my God,
And then
I'm like.
throwing themselves up against the window, and it's just,
And then at one point, so at one point they're like in the path that the server is trying to quickly go past, and I'm like, oh no, I feel so terrible. I'm trying to move them, and the next thing I know, they're both on the ground crying because they had like knocked heads with each other.
no one saw it, but you want it to be like bonk, and then like the perfectly
Yeah, yeah.
timed fall backwards.
Right, like a V turning into a line or something. I felt so bad and so guilty and so conspicuous and like, yeah. So that was when we said like, never again this combination of people. I feel like, anyway, yeah, but Owen's crazy. So, but he did really well. So I was happy to get in there and see that there were a ton of kids. Owen did really well. He was very engrossed. And we saw Todd Cooper and your lovely wife, Sarah Watkins, and your child. And we saw Jackie Johnson and Ben.
We know the same people. I was like, I just realized how I know Todd. I was like, because Sarah Watkins, Greg Hess, Holly Laurent, we know.
Oh, yeah.
From something they did. Anyway, I'm so sorry.
No. What did they do?
I just put it together. Well, Sarah, I think, toured with Holly and Greg on a show that was like an NPR type of show that they
That's what it
did.
was. Oh, did you do that?
I
show?
did not do it, but I just remember seeing them a
Got
lot.
it,
And
yeah.
so maybe it's because you
And
guys
you're
all
friends
know
with
this.
Greg and Holly.
Yes,
Got
from
it.
Chicago.
Oh,
Two.
amazing.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Have you
love
guys
Greg
slept
and
with each other?
I wouldn't.
Golly.
Maybe. I used to drink a lot, but I don't think so.
So wait, who are Greg and Holly?
They're improvisers from Chicago.
Who you should absolutely have on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should.
They're all time.
They host a great
everyone
podcast
knows them.
too.
What is it?
Mega the podcast. It's like a mega church parody satire. They're hilarious.
They're
how
also
cool.
ex-evangelical.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they
Okay.
know the lingo.
Oh, they got it.
Is it called ex-evangelical?
I think
No.
ex-evangelical is like the phrase, the terminology for. Yeah, I think that's what people use. There are a few. Deconverted is another one people say.
Okay. Got it.
But their show is called Mega. It's like a fictional mega church that they improvise characters. From
That
the
sounds
mega church.
hilarious.
It's so good. They're so good. Greg and Holly are, as improvisers go, some of the best I think in the world. They're so.
Oh my
good at it.
God.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
And how do you know them,
Same.
Nicole?
Second City. I was.
Did I just call you Megan? That was so weird.
I don't know.
I don't know any Megans.
I get called Michelle a lot, so I almost respond to it at this point. I don't know why. I feel like I must have been a Michelle in a past life or something. So if you say an M name, I'm like, yeah, that's fine.
That's weird. My
yeah.
one of my sister's middle name is Michelle. The other is Nicole.
It's something about those names. I feel like people that are like the name Nicole, like the name Michelle, or vice versa. I don't
So
know. How
interesting,
it works, but
yeah.
they just associate it. But yeah, I
Right.
know them from Chicago because I performed with them at Second City for a long time, and then we all moved out here around the same time too. But yeah,
No
they're
way.
fun. Yeah, they're awesome.
I
They're-
love whenever
they're
I
great.
meet one of their friends from Chicago. It's always good.
Yeah.
Good people. Yeah.
Well, there you go. So had you been to this Bob Baker Marionette Theater before?
I have. So we went years ago. I don't remember why. Probably Kate's been like a fan. Of course, Kate Micucci is a
Yes.
fan of Bob Baker. It's like, I think if you were to be able to see her thoughts, it's mostly Bob Baker. That's what it looks like in there.
Yeah.
But she, she, I think invited us and we just went to a show. And then Sarah did like a kids record-y kind of
Oh,
thing.
yes. Under the lemon tree?
Yeah, under the pepper tree.
Okay. It's so good.
It was
it's
so hard
good.
for
We
me-
listened to it when we put the kids to bed for a long time.
I'm not sure. It's worse that you didn't know the name of the album.
Yes,
or
that's
you
true.
didn't know.
As soon as you said lemon tree, I was like, I have no idea what kind of tree it was. It's gone from my mind. But it is pepper. Thank God you knew. She did that record, and then she did a show kind of like Kate, and they brought like,
Oh, cool.
She shared like what it was about and lyrics, and then they built a show around it. So she did sort of a similar thing.
And they have so many marionettes back there that they just were like, oh, show us the set list, show us what the song, and then the performers will come out and do things with the marionettes for the song. It's
I
pretty-
will say it's it's so weird, and when you see it, it's like so 70s. It's like it's absolutely worth like as a grown up going just to experience it because it's such a unique LA thing too.
Yeah.
Like I think the show there, like if you guys haven't been for just one of the regular shows, it's great.
And also think of it this way: it's like you want there to be employment for these people.
100.
You don't, because if there's not employment for these puppeteers, just they're like on promenades. You know what I mean? When you're trying to shop, they're like,
Right.
What we're saying is you don't want to be annoyed by these people, so give them jobs.
they just wander the streets. You know what I mean? Like with their little
I
bucket
did see
out.
a couple. I saw some marionettes the other day, and I was like, "Okay, we get it." I'm just joking.
Get in a theater.
Get in a theater.
Where
Yeah.
you belong.
So-
Right. Like there should be a union for mimes.
100.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they should also strike.
Yes. Be so quiet.
They're not getting paid enough.
Oh, yeah. They're just quiet. They don't even have real signs.
By the way,
They just are
the most unsuccessful strike ever in history is the mime strike because no one wants them back to work.
Yeah.
It's like-
they've been on strike since 1945.
They might have been. I don't.
Yeah.
It's possible.
Have you seen Mum Shants lately? Was it Mum and Shants?
Mom, what is that?
Yeah, I
They're the ones that would. Oh God, they would have the toilet paper rolls on their face. They'd wear all black, and then they would like do the thing, or they'd have the pad of paper and they would draw a face and then they'd rip it off.
So
and
it's
draw another
performance
face.
art.
I feel like they were on the Tonight Show a lot.
I think there's a Muppet show that they were on.
I'm sure.
I bet.
Yeah. Them and Slim Goodbody, they were like in that same.
It
Who's
feels very
Slim Goodbody?
Oh yeah, you don't know Slim Goodbody?
Is Slim Goodbody the guy that came out in like a flesh suit with all the
Organs,
yes,
You made
That-
it sound
a
grosser
flesh
than it was.
Yeah.
a flesh colored
Goodbody.
body stocking that had
Like
like
another person's flesh.
okay.
You make it
For
sound
some-
weird. No. It's a guy in a unitard.
wearing a
Skin-tight
skins.
unitard with organs all over the
Oh,
body, honey.
that guy.
For some reason-
yes, I do remember him.
Richard
I-
Simmons. My brain is like
Yes.
he's Richard
I
Simmons.
associate-
Yeah.
Similar hair.
Yeah.
That's just what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I associate him with Richard Simmons, and he's like burned into into my childhood. Why was he everywhere?
He was.
In my
He was
mind, he was everywhere.
He was also a little terrifying.
Yes,
I think it's like the weirdness and grossness of it, like charged into your brain at that age where
He
you're like,
was like a-
I need to stay away from Mr. Goodbody.
he had he had like a predatory naked vibe.
Well, he's wearing a skin tight unitard with all the see-through, all the parts on
Where-
it.
Yeah.
All the
Where
parts are
were
there.
his genitals? Like they didn't have like a penis drawn on.
Oh God, I hope not. I don't think they did. But
Tony,
it
will you
felt
look him up and tell us what's going on?
I'm sure
and
it
what
was
his real
more
name
like
is?
you would just see the inside of that area.
You know,
So-
Bodies, the exhibition,
Yes.
which I have not been to, but it's where like cadavers are on display. He was like the live version of that.
Yeah, that's right.
The perky version, too.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember him being like very
Yeah, what did he
happy or
do?
something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what he did.
He had a whole show, right? It, like what? Like
Was he a
from
comedian?
Minute one? No, he was not funny.
He actually, the thing is, he was a trader on Wall Street.
For real?
Yeah, and then he did so much coke, he never fell asleep again. And he just was like, I'm going to do this. And then he just started wearing that suit. And then
He had a fever dream where he was
the
like,
whole thing.
I need a skin suit. I need a flesh suit somewhere. I gotta have one.
Yeah.
Did
I'm
he
gonna teach kids.
only appear on late night shows or daytime shows, or did he have a
bet.
whole job?
Oh, no, that was his job. I bet he was on all the talk show and all the kids shows, too. I'm sure.
There was a weird thing. I don't know if it was really the same guy, but I remember in the early days of Conan, they were at least introducing him as that, and it seemed legit because it wasn't necessarily funny. Like he would just come out and sing a song that
He
wasn't.
sings songs about bodies?
Yeah.
I
But
didn't know.
it apparently also, by the way, I was at the Pasadena City College Flea Market yesterday, holding a Slim Goodbody record in my hand that I almost bought.
Oh my God.
you have a podcast for this. You didn't buy it?
I know. Well, I that's because a lot of money was spent on the Garbage Pail Kids movie soundtrack. instead.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Priorities here. Okay, Todd. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Priorities. That's great.
But it looks like
That's also so crazy. What are the odds that you would be
I know.
having it, using it yesterday?
like literally.
and
like, it was like, shit, I did the old like, if I see something else I'll buy this, but I'm not gonna just buy this.
Yeah.
He's never been discussed on this show. And that is super weird. So please tell us more about him.
Looks like he, first of all, his real name, John Bernstein, created the character in 1975. It looks like he would sometimes be on the Today Show and Good Morning America, but also would appear twice a week on Captain Kangaroo. And then in
Yeah, I knew him.
1980, it looks like he got his own TV show.
So that's what I was wondering if he had his own show.
What was
He
it
did.
called?
Check out this Goodbody, kids.
He's like, do you want some candy?
I should stop talking right now. I'm like, these jokes are going a little too
No,
fast.
I think it's
Gonna
okay.
get canceled off of the podcast.
Horse hips,
Maybe
Goodbody.
the
Yeah,
inside
who's it?
story with Slim Goodbody, but there's also a bunch of other things that might be specials. I don't know. I'm not
Boy,
sure what the
that's-
actual
that's-
series was called.
That's too heavy for a kid. That's a good name for a show, but no kid gets that. The inside story.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And like, what are the names of some of his songs? I need if it's on Wikipedia.
It's not, but let me. I can go to
Maybe we
Discogs.
That it always defaults to like, I guess, sing a song. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna fill? Like, it was
Right.
30 minutes. I guess 25 minutes of content. I'm not good at. I'm not a writer. But like, what do you do with a guy in a bodysuit?
That's what I'm
And
wondering.
for
I don't
episode
remember.
after episode,
Yeah.
it's like that's a lot
I
of
remember when he
content.
did-
You
Well,
start
so-
singing like episode 2. You got to have a song.
So we all associate him with Richard Simmons just because of his hair.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, same era,
Weird-
too.
and the
Like,
energy,
it's-
probably.
yeah,
Right.
yep.
But that might not be a bad way to teach kids. I was just talking with somebody the other day about like sex ed and how it's terrifying when you're a kid because they always teach you like, they show you like crazy pictures of STDs. I don't know if they did that to you guys when you were in high school.
No,
Okay.
I don't think we got that.
We were like freshmen in high school and they were showing us pictures of like the worst STDs. And they're like, this is what will happen to you if you have sex. So it's like the way they teach health in schools is very like fear based.
Yeah.
And so maybe with like a little cute curly haired fun guy, it's different.
Yeah. Here's my herpes.
Yeah, it's like, woo, okay.
I remember being so excited for sex education. Like
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna learn some shit.
We learned some shit, but it was like traumatizing
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
It was such a drag to be in that class and be like, this is like, it's not, there's no detail. Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what you think you're going to get, but it does not.
Yeah, they don't
scratch
ever
me.
talk about like interlocking parts, right? Or like
No, zero.
It's just because I just remember seeing like a big egg and then like a sperm swimming toward it, and but there's a lot of questions.
I think in hindsight, I think I was looking for, here's how it's done. Here are some tips. I don't know what I thought it was.
Yeah, here's how you please a woman.
Yeah,
Yes,
maybe.
That's what they-
Yeah. Like in my fifth
You
grade,
had your
sixth grade
notebook
brain.
ready.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Okay.
I know.
I'm finding anything?
Yeah, we got some. I'll give you the fun titles.
Okay.
Your mouth is a house.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
The
was my
muscle
line.
hustle.
Okay.
Oh God.
What?
That's what Todd wanted to learn about.
What was it?
The muscle hustle.
Oh, yeah. That's what I thought.
I think I remember that one actually. The
Oh,
Muscle
can you
Hustle.
sing it?
No, I mean I remember the title, the lyric.
Okay.
The muscle.
You can't sing it at all. You don't remember anything about it.
No.
All right, fine.
And then there's point of a joint.
Whoop.
Wait,
Oh,
do you
at the
think
point
he
of
had-
a joint. Okay, I get
He
it.
must have had different suits for different parts of the body. You think he had just a muscle suit that was just muscles?
No,
Painted on?
I think you
was the
see like
organs.
the insides.
No, I know, but I like wonder
Oh.
if like on Muscle Day they had just made him a suit that just looked like muscles. If we talked about the muscles.
Muscle day.
There,
Muscle Day.
Muscle Day is my favorite
When do you
episode.
celebrate Muscle Day? Because we used to do it day after Christmas.
March 3rd, Muscle Day every year.
You know what a weird thing that I do is I don't know why. I think it's because I have a lot of health anxiety. And so like I end up looking up body parts a lot at night. And so like even last night I was like looking at the muscles and trying to figure out which muscle of mine was sore. I'm like,
Did you
man.
figure it out?
Yeah, it was my TFL.
I didn't even know there was
It's
a
like
TFL.
Yeah, it's like this muscle in your hip that if you
Okay.
roll like with the ball on it,
Uh-huh.
it like releases your hip because my hip was tight.
I have you guys. Speaking of, last night I was eating. I made waffles for lunch.
Good job.
It was a blast.
Yeah.
As
Waffle iron, the full deal.
the whole
Okay, the whole nine.
And you
Shebang is the
were
word I
just
was
like,
looking for.
fuck it. I'm having waffles
I was
for
like,
lunch.
bro, waffles
adult.
for the who wants waffles? Like, I did it for the whole fam, and I was bit it, was like chewing, biting, and all of a sudden I felt like something hard, and I was like, I don't know why there was a small piece of glass in this one waffle.
Oh, no.
But there was a small piece of glass. I looked at all of the stuff that like I use, like the mixing bowl and everything. No chips anywhere.
I thought it was going to be an eggshell.
I wish it was an eggshell.
Yeah.
So I think I got it out, right? Like I saw it and I was like, whoa. And it was, it's like the size of like a sunflower seed or something.
Okay.
It's not humongous, but I'm not pumped.
No.
And,
No.
and then,
That's pretty big for a piece of glass.
It is, right?
Yeah.
And so I was bummed, and then I was like, well, I guess that's it. And then I kept eating because I don't know, I have a problem. And
Because lightning's not going to strike twice.
right. I got there's the glass. And then I got another small piece. So I don't
for real?
know.
That-
yeah.
It did strike twice.
But
That's literally the opposite of how I think. If I see a piece of glass, I
Yeah.
assume there's more glass because that's how glass.
I think that's
usually-
right. But I'm just.
I had just spent so much time making them that my default was like, they can't all be glassy. Just this one's glassy. I got the glass one. So then the rest of the night was internet. Like,
Yep.
what happens when I eat glass? Where's the glass go? Like, do I survive this?
It gets caught in the glass sack. in
Yeah,
your body.
I must
rarely
have
used.
the glass appendix.
Ooh, that'd be nice if you had a little glass sack.
Yeah.
Just went in there so you didn't get
That's
hurt.
what
But when you walk around, it would just be like.
Yeah.
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 You just dump it out occasionally. The little zipper
Empty
that's
it
on
out.
the
You
side.
drain
Well,
the
you were
glass
wondering what
sack.
the zipper was for.
That's a glass sack.
It's for the glass sack.
But yeah, I just panic. If there's something slightly wrong, I'm looking up what's the worst version of it.
Oh, yeah.
And it's brutal. Like,
Well,
all
also
night.
Google always gives you the worst version of
Yes.
it. Like it's according to Google, like my dog is always going to die no matter what she eats. And so then I keep going to the vet and spending all this money on her when she's fine. And like, yeah, like with every health thing, you have to like look up like blah, 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 mild. Otherwise it shows you the most extreme case.
Oh,
I only learned that because Google has results that will say mild, because I'm sure so many people are like, can you just show me a normal picture of what
Right.
glass would do to your stomach?
not the version that happened to one guy ever.
right.
Yeah. What happens to the 90 million that happened?
So what is going to happen to you
Okay, so
based on what you learned?
essentially what's going to happen is it's going to start to hurt really bad in my esophagus where I'm bleeding, and then I'm going to poop blood for a day, and then I have to go to the ER right away. That's tomorrow probably.
That's
That's
So-
exactly what
24
I would expect to happen.
Yeah, 24. You're not wrong.
Yeah.
24 to 48 hours. You could have written the intro.
Yeah.
24 to 48 hours. So I'm 24 in right now, so I'm feeling pretty good.
So are you like, so you're checking your poop for,
Oh yeah, no blood
and no burning. So you're probably okay.
Last night after I know. Last night after I had dinner, I was like, it felt kind of funny in my esophagus, and then I was like, there, here we go. It's starting to trail right down. It's cutting everything on its way.
oh boy.
I knew it. I can't believe I'm not in half today. Just glass. Just,
Oh yeah, I know.
just cutting me long ways. down in
Right.
half.
The cross section of Todd.
Yeah, I'm going to be in
But
the
you
body's
butterflied.
exhibit.
Wait, and your family ate it too?
Yes.
You're taking them with
my
you.
6-year-old. Yeah, everyone's going down with me. No one else had any glasses.
And you don't know where it came from.
No idea.
Yeah, there should be like, this is the new season of cereal.
Oh my gosh. Honey,
Maybe heavyweights.
we should cut this out so that people don't steal it.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
I'll make a note of the time.
But
code.
what, I mean, what are the options? The mixing bowl or the iron?
right?
Or, oh, wait a minute. Was it just, or the flour? What else was in it?
My wife tends to be a little clumsy, and I was like, "Did you break any glass on the counter that might have found its way into our waffles?" And she's like, "No," and I was like, "You did," but she claims no, and
Okay.
she usually doesn't lie about it. But yeah, so I don't know. It is a mystery, and this podcast that we're about to do is going to be really heavy.
Can't wait.
I know. It was, so it's flour, eggs, milk,
Sugar,
sugar.
In glass.
Glass.
glass, a little bit.
Oh,
Just a
wait
couple
minute.
shards.
Guys, back up. The glass part.
Yeah. Did you?
Maybe it was that. Hold on.
I think
3 tablespoons of
Now
glass.
hold on.
Yes. No
I
bigger
did
than a
put 3
sunflower.
tablespoons of glass in. That was the problem.
Yeah,
that is
terrifying.
hilarious. Well, good luck.
Thanks. Yeah,
I
don't
did
know.
just notice there's like a sunflower seed sized chunk out of your glasses you're wearing.
That's
Yeah.
Oh my God. They're from your glasses.
Shattered my glasses while making it.
So when before we started, when Niccole came in, she was trying to figure out if she knew Todd.
Yes.
And then she said that because you're so friendly, you have such a friendly vibe, I thought I knew you. And I have to say, when Daniel and I left last night, we were both like, Todd's so friendly.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, what's
What are you
your
hiding, man?
What's your angle?
Yeah. Where's the darkness? Where do you
is
keep it?
terrifying.
In your glass bag?
Oh, at home, I'm a nightmare. I save it all for the house. Then I'm awful. You've been around me long enough to see me.
Oh,
be
yeah,
awful.
awful, yeah.
I'm pretty
Terrible.
negative. Yeah,
No.
I can be, but
I will say this. You do dislike a lot of things.
Here
but
we go.
But you do it in a fun way.
I shit on everything.
You
Yeah.
kind of do.
Yeah, that's right.
But again, it's never. I don't ever like find you a bummer. Like some
Okay.
people do that and they're kind of a bummer. But like,
Okay.
you're just fun.
I grew up thinking I was going to hell for everything, so I'm as nice as could be because the other option is burn for eternity.
Yes. Well, that reminds our son Owen.
yeah.
This is we're coming upon Christmas. I don't know if you're aware, and it's a big deal in our house. And yesterday, Owen, I think it started yesterday. They were talking about like if you're good, you get the presents, and if you're bad, and I came up with the innovation to tell the boys that actually one year this is a lie. I hope they're not listening.
I told the boys a lot.
I told the boys that one year I was bad and didn't get any toys. I got coal one year and it stunk. That was no fun because I'm trying to lend credibility because I got this sense that Owen might be swayed by this. Elliot didn't need this. Elliot was always well behaved for the most part, but Owen's a wild card. And so I was like, maybe we could use this Christmas thing. So I was like, one year I got Cole, and then this morning.
Okay, so then this is the part with me.
Okay,
so
I wasn't around for
I
this.
don't feel great about using this like Santa's watching kind of thing, but Owen.
No, I will use any tool.
Yeah.
I am done with that bullshit. I will fucking take whatever.
You guys got to hear about my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
let's do it.
He
Let's go to
is
church.
scary. You will get in trouble a lot with that guy.
Honey, seriously, let's buy some Bibles.
Okay,
There's so many things you could do wrong.
That's right. He's not happy.
So Owen is mischievous, and like he likes to sort of just like push someone's buttons, and then he'll be like, ha, and and like he'll draw, like Elliot will be drawing, and Owen will come like draw on Elliot's drawing, and then Elliot will be in tears, and Owen's like, ah.
He'll dance.
Either he's going to be a psychopath. He hasn't hurt an animal yet, but like either he's going to be I don't know what to do about it, But what we're working on is like trying with Elliot.
trying to
don't react because it's the reaction he wants. But and also he's like, Owen's a great kid. I don't mean to throw him under the bus. Anyway, though, so
I'm back to the bus. Here we go.
He's all right, honey. Let's
I'm
not go
trying
crazy
to get
there.
Elliot to brush his teeth. So I'm in the bathroom with Elliot, and then Owen comes in and is just like being rambunctious and kind of like knocking things off.
Owen is.
Yeah, the bathtub ledge, like bathtub toys. And he's like, ha, ha. And so I say, Owen, this is the time of year where Santa's watching to see if you're, naughty or nice. Again, I don't feel good about it. And then Elliot goes, oh, by the way, Owen like loves gemstones and knows the names of different, he likes, everything like involving space and the natural world and science and
A real nerd.
he can he'll be like, that's hematite. Like he can identify. Wow. He likes to collect this stuff. So Elliot's like, Owen, if you're, what's it, Grandpa? Santa Claus, if you're bad, we'll just give you coal. And then Owen goes, what's coal? And then Elliot goes, it's a black rock. And I'm like, oh no. He wants coal now. And Owen goes, but I like black rocks.
Yeah. So he gets into the car this morning. I drive them to school, and somehow it got brought up. And Owen's like, if I'm not good, I'll get a black rock and I'll make it my pet. I like black rocks. And I go, I'm like, oh, this is going south.
Yeah.
And I am like,
hoist on our own petard.
yeah. And I'm like, well, that means that you won't get any presents or candy or anything from Santa. And he's like, yeah, that's okay. I like black rocks. I'm just like, we are so fucked. He's completely called our bluff.
That's so funny.
This kid is the picture of success.
Yeah, he
Like
really is.
anyone we know who's successful is Owen.
Well-
they're not swayed by what the world's doing. They're like,
Yeah.
get fucked. I'm doing my thing.
That is totally him.
He's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
You want him to do what you say? Fuck you.
I'm gonna be
What were the
working for
two
him
things
soon.
that he asked for specifically for
A
Christmas
wheel
last
of
year?
cheese and
wheel of-
cabbage.
Cabbage.
Cabbage was the one I couldn't
That's what he
remember.
wanted last year.
Love this.
And this year, what was one of the things
That's
he
nice. At
wanted?
least he didn't want something expensive. He said
true.
wheel of cheese. It can be any cheese. He didn't
right.
specify.
Oh yeah.
This year he asked for grapes.
He's like a child in like the Depression era.
Yes.
I just want grapes for Christmas, Daddy.
And anyone who,
coal is fine with me.
I like black rocks. They're fine.
he is. He wants one of those wheels with a stick that you just push it with. No, we gave him that Amazon catalog, with the toys that they send out every year, and he was just like, eh. And then he asked for grapes, and wasn't there like another?
I don't remember what it was.
It's
Maybe.
just like this kid's mind is going to get
But
blown when we take him to the
I
farmer's market.
I knew Cole was a bad idea because, of course, it's not going to be a bummer to him. It's if we're going to play this dumb game, which I don't.
We
even
have
feel
to
good
pivot
about.
to.
Santa. I feel like it's either Santa gives you gifts or gives you nothing.
Well, we're gonna have to say like we got word that's like an old thing. I got Cole because
on
that
Santa.com.
He ran, now he just it's nothing.
You guys have to have a barbecue next weekend. And as you're putting charcoal in the grill,
Let him see how
you have
bored-
and you light it up and you're like, and you have to complain about how shitty the
Telling you,
charcoal
he
is.
would love it. He would draw with it. He
Yeah.
would do. It's really.
yeah.
Did we tell the story about how I was trying to convince him not to be mean?
We did think we did tell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I go, do you like being mean, Owen? And he goes, kind of.
This dude rules so hard.
Yeah.
I'm a
Finds
big
a way.
fan. Yeah, he's going to be fine.
Well, he can have fun in boarding school. He's their problem now.
It is interesting because Elliot and I are very much like I don't know if Elliot's teacher's pet, but he wants to do what the teacher wants him to do. He wants to do the right thing. And his teacher last year said that he was her most enthusiastic hand raiser, which is why I'm like, maybe he's
There's a little bit
teacher
of a
pet.
backhanded compliment. To
I know.
It's kind of a burn, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, okay, anyone else? All right.
But and if I'm in a group and the group all wants to do something and it's not, harming someone, like, well, actually, I don't know that that's why I avoid groups. But I just like social pressure. I'm very aware of it. But imagine if you're like Owen and that's not even a concern of yours. You could be a CEO.
He's gonna be great.
So my question for you, Todd, though, going back to how
What a dream.
yeah.
What I would give. Can you imagine not giving a shit?
I mean,
What a gift.
it is a gift.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
To not be burdened by that.
Oh my God. I'm so worried.
But your friendliness, which is you are very friendly.
Was one of my superlative in high school. I got
Most friendly?
friendliest. Yeah.
Is there some darkness
as
hiding there? I'm sorry.
fuck.
You had a question. that I need to know now. Is there
It's
darkness?
all fear and terror in here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to prevent
nice.
bad
Be
things by
nice.
being nice.
Be
Okay.
nice, yeah. Be nice.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm also a yellow lab by nature. I was I've been saying it for years, and my therapist said specifically, he's like, "You kind of read like a yellow lab," and I laughed real hard, and I'm like, "Welcome to the fucking thing." This is what
That's so funny.
Now you get
I
me.
should not be paying you. You should have known this. Yeah.
Wait, is this a service therapist offer? I want to know what dog I am.
Yeah. You have to take a DNA test at the
Okay.
vet.
So
But yeah, yellow lab or golden retriever is what I get.
But do you try, like, is it, do you try to be friendly? Is it, or it just
No.
comes naturally?
I love hanging out. It's all I want to do is hang with people. That is all I care about is joking around, doing bits, being a jackass, having fun. That is it. My parents used to call me a good time Charlie because, like, isn't that such an old timey term?
Yes.
Good
Oh,
time
yes.
Charlie. So yeah, they'd be like in school, I just saw my parents. I think I said this last time I was here. I had looked through my old report cards. They'd sent me a packet of like old stuff from my room, and it had all these report cards in like kindergarten through like third grade. Is like, he's a great student, and by like fourth grade, they're like, little talkative. Fifth grade is like, we have to talk about Todd's talkiness. Sixth grade is like, this guy has to shut up. And the grade's just going down the toilet every year.
Oh,
He's
no.
just hanging.
Just because
You're hanging.
I'm just riffing. And in kindergarten, people love somebody who's riffing.
Right.
But like by sixth grade, it's like, please learn the math and shut up. And I'm like, six is kind of like like I'm just bits. So it's easy for me to, because I like hanging out. It's like how I'm built.
To me, a good time. What does good time Charlie mean? Because to me, a good time Charlie is like someone who just like wines and dines you and leaves town. Like, oh, he's just a good time Charlie.
Oh, is that right? Is
I
that
could
I
see
actually
that.
don't know. No, I don't know.
No.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Maybe that's what my parents were afraid I'd be a philanderer. But they were like, you're just a good time Charlie.
Tony, can you look up good time Charlie?
A carefree
already did.
carefree person given to frequent pursuit of fun and amusement.
Oh, that's then they
said
had it
this-
right.
They said this to me as if it was a bad thing.
Right?
How dare I?
It's because people don't want to see people actually having fun. Because I think that you're legitimately a friendly, fun person. Because I can kind of, sometimes I can read it when somebody's a fake friendly person and I just like don't
Yeah.
dig them immediately. Right. You know? And so I think people, like some people want to hate, they'll be like, oh, you're just a good time Charlie. And it's like, yeah, but I'm fun and awesome. And that's good, right?
Because I'm a yellow lab, I'm like,
Yeah.
What else do we got? Yeah, I'm okay. When do you know? Like, I also default to no one likes me, so I always feel like I'm earning from go. Did I ever tell you the story about when I was in my first like year of improv, like one of my first classes at UCB, and my email address has my name, but it was I have an initial in there and some other stuff to like differentiate. So Todd Cooper at gmail.com.
Todd Megan Cooper.
Todd Megan.
Todd Michelle Cooper.
So we were passing around every class. It's like, we should get together every class you take. So you put your name and your email address. So somebody, when they entered, didn't put all the other stuff. They just had Todd Cooper at gmail.com. And so the entire class, I was like, God, this class is so weird. Like everyone is really weird to me in here. So I'd come in and be like, bits, bits, bits. And people would be like, no, thank you for your bits. Right. And I was like, what's going on? The last class, people are like, so are we going to get together? And I was like, yeah, should we? I mean, we sent it on an email list a while ago, but no one's really been on there. Like, we've been emailing you. And I was like, you haven't. They've been doing bits. They were like, you told us don't ever write you again.
Oh no!
And I'm like, do you think that's what I would have said?
Oh
They
my
didn't
God.
even ask. They didn't even check in.
Nobody on the day was like, hey man, sorry about the email or anything.
Right.
So this guy had it. And of course, like first class improv students, how funny do you think these emails are? By the way?
Right.
Not great.
Not great.
Not your best
Oh my
quality.
I will
God.
hide when they give email addresses away. I'm being serious. I'll be like, bye. Like I just run out. I do. I'm kind of bad like that. Though.
I think you're
I've been known
wise.
to avoid that.
Yes, you're not wrong. Because once I got on, I also wished I had not been.
I'm like,
but yeah,
too many bits.
so yeah, this poor guy who was not in the class was like, enough. And the guy said he had told him, he was like, I'm going to start sending porn to this group. Please pull me out of it.
Oh my
So
god.
yeah,
He sounds spirited.
I had been in touch with him for some other emails he got of mine, and he's been great. And then after
They must
that,
have been sending a lot of emails.
a lot.
But
of
he
emails.
must have said this is the wrong Todd to them, right?
He must have, and they must have thought that sounds like Todd from class doing jokes. And then
It's a good bit.
That's a good bit.
But
yeah.
no one
New phone,
checked
who
in
this,
on
like
me.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
No one checked in with me
Oh,
until the
wow.
last day. So
That is hilarious.
my worst fear was true. Everyone in that class hated me until the last day.
That's so funny. Niccole, what have you been up to? You and I have been in direct messaging about iron infusions.
Yeah. I feel like that's pretty much my whole life has been maybe doctor stuff, my dog, and hoping the strike will end before I die. No, I don't know. I haven't really been doing that much, but yeah, I've been getting iron infusions. I had really bad anemia and had been feeling not so great for a long time. I thought it was just like the heat and I broke my back, as your listeners may remember. And so I thought maybe it was just like that stuff, but no, it was anemia. But the iron has been helping me.
Good.
Yeah. And then other than that, I mean, I've been like going to boxing classes a lot.
Oh, that's
and
cool.
just having fun doing that, but like really being lazy. It's kind of strange. Like I was working during the strike, so I was like, oh, this is great. I'm still working. It doesn't matter. But now it's like all the work has stopped.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just hanging out, feeling like I feel kind of like a teenager or like I'm on like summer vacation. And I'm like, this doesn't feel right because I am a full adult. Like I should be doing something that's job related, but I have not been. So I've just been hanging.
Right.
Yeah.
And the boxing that you're doing.
Yeah.
Are you like actually sparring with someone or how does it?
I want to try that sometime. I feel like it'd be really tiring actually because
Yeah.
we box with bags. It's like a
Okay.
boxing class that you punch to the music and it's, in the dark and it's just, I love like any kind of class that has a gimmick because I can't work out unless you tell me exactly what to do and make it fun in some way, or dark. So yeah, it's not sparring, but someday maybe I will. I'm pretty good at it though. I love boxing.
Do you wear gloves?
Yeah, we wear gloves, we wear the wraps and everything.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's
Where is
cool.
it?
It's at this place on Robertson. It's like a WeHo. It's a nice, I don't know, it's just like a little studio.
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. I like that stuff. It's fun. It's a good way to like get a little aggression out, get some therapy in, and then also get a workout in. So it's
Yeah.
been fun. Yeah.
I took a workout class once where you like drum while you work out. They give, I think the sticks were maybe,
Yes.
do you know what I mean?
I know what you're
I
talking
think the
it's kind of
sticks
like,
were weighted.
yes. It's it's not Zumba, but I feel like it came from like the Zumba,
Yeah.
anything with rhythm and like
Yeah.
not dancing, but rhythm stuff.
And so you kind of like hit the ground and
Yeah.
the sticks are weighted. But the whole class, I'm just like, one of these sticks is going to fly up in the air and hit me. Because it's people, you're like hitting the ground hard with a stick. And I did not get hit by a stick, but I was worried about it.
the whole time. Does it like make your arms feel strong or tired?
Yeah, I think I felt fairly noodle armed
Yeah.
by the end.
If you play a real drum afterward, you just go right through.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Without
swinging
the
two
weighted
baseballs.
without the weighted stick.
Exactly. Tony, after you play a show, do your arms feel like noodly?
No, not noodly. Sometimes just tired, but I think I've been doing it long enough that actually now as I get older, the biggest thing will be my wrists usually. But yeah, no, not noodly.
That's what I've been having in boxing. Has been my wrists been sore. It makes me feel like a real tough athlete. I'm like, oh, my wrists. I got to wrap them up tighter. It's probably like cardio drumming too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at this
I
magnificent
mean,
shape I'm
look
in.
at it. That's a bod.
Are you trimming down? Like if you're on tour, do you get in better shape after a tour? Like after like a 6-weeker?
It's tricky. In a way, yes, but also usually there's a fair amount of drinking that's happened, so that kind of cancels a lot of that out.
I see.
But like as the tour goes on, the shows get a little easier every night. Like I don't feel as
you're getting more in
tired.
shape? Yeah.
But but that gut might get worse.
After the first show I did, the first tour I did like a few months ago.
Yeah.
I remember going like, this is going to be a lot to like be able to hit this every night.
Oh yeah.
Like, I was tired.
When
really tired.
when we came back in 2020, that first tour, I think the first day off we had, I'm not exaggerating, that I had a hard time getting out of my bunk and walking.
I believe it.
Like I was just like just hadn't done it in so long, and playing whatever it was. It was only like 3 or 4 shows in a row, but yeah, I was a mess.
Oof.
Yeah.
Where did you tour, Todd?
Just the West Coast. We did like Arizona and New Mexico and Denver, and it was really fun.
With God Collider.
With God Collider, yeah.
Fun.
I'm in a hardcore band.
That's what it sounded like. I was like, God Collider, okay. Wait, do you play drums as well?
I sing. I like front it. So
Do
I
you
feel
go
like
like that kind of
full
stuff?
screaming? Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I
How
love
do
this.
you not just destroy your voice?
Good question. I didn't know. On day one, I was really worried about that too.
Yeah.
And I asked like the singer, the headliner, I was like, "Are you worried about this?" Because he's toured for 100 years. He's like, "Yeah." He's like, the first 3 shows. He's like, if I can get through the first 3, I know I'm fine. He's like, it evens out. Like you get to a certain amount of like voice loss, and then it stays stable.
At a certain point, it probably is better.
Yeah, I mean, my voice got to where, there's like an amount of like getting it to do that it takes a little warming up. So like the first couple songs sound kind of bad, and then you kind of find it. And then by show 2 or 3, it was like every night you'd start it and it sounded like it the whole time. So it was
Like a
great.
muscle. Like this.
There's
right?
never a bad time to rock and roll, baby.
Oh my gosh.
Let's do. Oh, were you about to say something?
No, I was just saying, I remember seeing Chris Cornell. Like when Lollapalooza used to tour, I remember that was the first time I'd ever seen somebody, because I don't really listen to like screamy music, but I listen to rock music.
Yeah.
But oh my God, seeing Chris Cornell sing live, I was like, how does he do this every night? His voice is incredible, because it's not just screaming, it's also just like so high. Like the way he sings is all over the place.
And they were like running around. Like you see
Yes.
the Rolling Stones, like
Yeah.
they're 107 years old, they're, like, running around like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Let's do iTunes comment of the week.
Oh, threw me a curveball.
I
there.
know. Keeping you on your toes.
Allison wants your iTunes comments. Allison wants them, yes she does. Please leave her some iTunes comments and don't forget to click 5 stars.
Okay. Daniel, can you read this one right there?
Okay.
It's listening since first mention on AC.
Listening since first mention. From What You Want, It's Free. If you like being in a room and listening to others' conversations, then this podcast is for you. Anything can be a topic. It might offend. It might ramble. But it will make you laugh. I love the Thursday shows, and Tony's chuckle makes me laugh even harder. I miss the old groups, but enjoy the new ones.
Thank you very much. But it's not all positive.
Yeah. Great show from Jack E. Treehorn. 75% less quants.
Oh no!
Burn. Listen, Jack E. Treehorn. I don't disagree.
I disagree.
I don't know. I was listening to an old show, like a show from a few weeks ago today, and I was like, yeah. Before I even heard that, I'm like, oh, a little much there.
Maybe
Quants.
you sent that in.
I know. Maybe I like in the middle of the night, did a comment.
Wait, in this scenario, are you asleep? Are you asleep?
Yeah, and I'm my own
Sleep
troll.
trolling.
You're
like-
trolling? You just roll over and you're like 75% less quad.
Less quants. Come on. That was a little much today, buddy.
Yeah.
50%.
Tone it down.
really more like 75.
Yeah.
Give me a freaking break.
Well, thank you for the iTunes comments. I disagree. I think we need 125. We need 25% more quants.
It's a fair comment.
Leave us
I'm just gonna
comments,
go cry in the
reviews.
corner.
We'll read them on the show. Click 5 stars. Leave them wherever you listen. You can, I've recently heard that more and more people are listening on Spotify.
Okay.
Like more people are listening in terms of the podcast, I don't know if this is true, but in terms of the podcast audience, more people are listening on Spotify, excuse me, than Apple Podcasts. So if you're on Spotify, rate the podcast, please, if you like it.
Or even if
you don't. Where do you guys listen to podcasts?
I don't listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Isn't that terrible? I hosted a podcast. I'm on podcasts all the time. I don't listen to them. And when people recommend them to me, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to listen to that, right? I do sometimes. If I do, let's say, I would listen to it on Apple.
Okay.
But yeah,
Same.
that's just because I don't really know. I wouldn't really look anywhere else to find them.
What about you guys?
I'm a big podcast listener, and I've always listened on Apple.
Yeah.
Always, yeah.
Usually Apple. My listening has gone down quite a bit, but yeah, usually Apple.
And Daniel?
So, yeah, same. There was one that I was using for a while.
What's this news thing I read put out by Spotify?
Probably.
Yeah, I forget there was another app that I liked for a while, but then they announced that you have to like pay, and I was like, I'll just go to Apple.
Yeah, I didn't get the apps. Like Stitcher is not a thing anymore, right?
Correct.
But it used to be.
Right.
Where you can just
Right.
But what's the difference? It's the same thing as any other podcast.
I mean,
thing,
I think,
right?
I don't know. Actually, that's a good question for the listener. If you use like Pocket Cast or Overcast or all these other ones that people talk that like what is the benefit of it? I think you can curate lists.
For
more easily,
me,
maybe?
I moved away from Apple because there's a lot of shows that I would follow, whatever. Mostly not because I listened to every episode, but because I didn't want to forget about them. And one day I might want to come back and listen. And I realized like on my laptop, it was downloading so many episodes and there's such huge files that it was completely taking up my entire memory.
Stop doing that. That's one of the changes that now if you haven't listened in a certain number of days, it doesn't automatically download.
Well, so I moved away from Apple for that reason, but now I'm back. So
I have a feeling like Spotify are probably capturing people who never listened to podcasts before. Like it as a podcasting as a medium becoming what it's become is so crazy to me. I mean, like Conan O'Brien's show is like probably has as many listeners as it had viewers almost. Like
wild.
These are data points that I'm making up right now.
You all believe them.
And
I'm
don't
sure
Google.
it's
accurate.
So
Yeah,
don't
please
Google
don't
it.
look it up. But like, yeah, I think, and I imagine people already listen to music there. They must just go like, I'll listen to podcasts here too.
I was thinking that about podcasts and just in general because I watch a lot of like documentaries and docu-series, and it's so interesting to watch them now because there's first of all so much footage because if anything happened in like 2000, the 90s, everybody had a video camera, everybody's taping it, so you get to see so much footage from the actual events. But then also, I feel like so many of these shows, all of a sudden you'll be like, yeah, it was such a fascinating case to me, and that's why I had to do a podcast on it. And then you see them like this B-roll of them putting their headphones on,
Oh, yeah.
talking into a podcast. But like they also help solve crimes and whatnot. So it's like they're a big part of so
Right.
many things now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we're going to figure out where the glass came from.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Via podcast.
Where'd the glass come from? I'll host it. Where'd the glass come from? This is episode 1. He ate it, but where did it come from? That's what it'll sound like.
Ooh, can we hear a teaser for episode 2?
Episode 2. Oh no, he swallowed it. Where's it going? How's that?
Episode 3?
Episode 3. Ooh, is that digestion? Is that my stomach acting up, or is it the glass?
And the grand finale, episode 5.
Ooh, I tooted a little bit. Wait, that wasn't a toot. It was a poop. And is there glass in it? Let's check. There is. Let's go to the doctor. How's that? Oh, wait,
There's season 2.
Season 2 is like after he like has gone to the doctor and now dealing with the ramifications of having glass in your body.
Right.
You know?
The emotional effects.
The emotional toll. It's him going to is he going to the therapist?
Will he trust waffles again?
Yeah,
Will he trust
never.
learning to love waffles. That's season 2. There we go. It's not even called like the glass cereal podcast. It's called like learning to love waffles again.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
That was amazing. And I guess where will I listen to that one? Will it be Apple? Will it be Spotify? We don't know. Let's do Just Me or Everyone.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Okay, I actually have one.
Not allowed.
You know the song Putting on the Ritz?
By Taco?
Yes.
Is that his name?
The 80s version. yeah.
Okay.
Such a weird.
Is there a part
song.
Is there a part of the song that goes da 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 look like Gary Cooper, super duper?
Yes.
I always sing Pooper Scooper.
Super Scooper.
Yeah. Is that just me or is that everyone?
That might be
Dun,
just
dun,
you.
dun, 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 dun. Gary Cooper, Pooper Scooper. I
can't
feel
say
like
I've
there's
ever
got to
done
be
that.
someone else.
There's
That will be in
gotta
my head the rest of the
Wait,
night,
you
though.
replaced the lyrics or you added in?
I replaced Super
Okay,
Duper with
okay.
Pooper Scooper.
Poop Scooper. I bet there's got to be someone. When I was a little kid, we would sing the Eagles song, Take It to the Limit, but my sisters would sing Take It to the Ribbit. I think there's always like the weird things that people put in and like,
Yeah.
that's the song, right? Take It to the Ribbit. It's like, no, it's not.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
There's also the songs that like I thought you meant like added it in like after like Sweet Caroline has all the stuff that people like so good,
Which,
so good.
that's what I've been fascinated with, like the origin of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even just the additional, but name me another song that the part that everybody sings along with is the horns.
Right.
Like that's the thing everybody
Yeah.
gets excited for.
true.
It's real weird.
What's the other song is that Billy Idol song where everyone
Oh, Moni Moni.
Moni Moni, where they go get laid, get fucked.
Yeah, I think that was
I
in
didn't
a
know about
movie.
this.
Was it?
I think, but I don't quote.
Is that
me
the
on
origin of it? Because I just remember all of a sudden when they played it like school dances, everyone would know to yell it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It must come from a movie. That has to be the same with Sweet Caroline. Like it's not like it started in some piano bar and got popular.
Yeah, I don't know.
That is interesting to think about. How would that one start? It sounds like just like a drunk person did it, and then everybody's like, "That was cool."
I love getting laid and getting fucked. I'm going to say that all the time.
You hear what Donnie just said? He said, "Get laid, get fucked." We're putting it in.
I'm into that.
We're keeping it.
Both of those things are things I love. Yeah. Can you believe it's in one song?
Wow.
The song is rad.
I wonder what the artists that make these songs feel like, how they feel about that. Song.
Right.
Well, first of all, who is it? Neil Diamond that did Sweet Caroline. I wonder if he's like, Jesus Christ, I'm counting the money, but oh god. But yeah, I wonder what they think. Like if they're ever like, ugh, I hate when they do that. You know, like
Yeah.
I would kind of hate that.
Right.
to be
It's like
honest.
someone tagging your joke.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I went to a concert the other day, and it's like also this thing where sometimes people there's always a part people don't know, so they're always start singing the chorus or something too soon. And I'm like, "Oy." But like, I feel like I wonder if the artist is ever like, geez, you guys, let's focus in here.
I wonder what artists think when the whole audience is singing the song really loudly. I was watching like that Taylor Swift live stuff that was being pushed into my face on TikTok, and it was like I could never hear Taylor. It was always just I was like, oh, spend a few $100s to go listen to a crowd sing her song. You
crazy.
couldn't.
That's like, but that is like that's why you go. That's
To
the
sing it
magic
with
yeah,
her, I
and,
guess. Yeah.
and she's like almost not part of it anymore. Like
Yeah.
it's like about the group loving
Right.
it. That makes it. I mean, like that's got to be your experience of music, right? Like or of playing. It's like
Yeah.
crowds knowing your songs.
I mean,
it's got to be the best.
I remember that when that kind of first started being a thing for us. Like, it's pretty fucking cool to like
Yeah,
see and hear that start happening.
I can totally see that would be an incredible experience if you're really into it. I remember, this is embarrassing. I went to, back when U2 was touring with Achtung Baby, and this is like 92, they played at Dodger Stadium. And in fact, Allison and I were at the same
We were both at the
concert.
same show. We didn't know each other yet, though.
And I was up in the high, bullshit section, and I was singing the whole time. And at the end of the show, the woman in front of me thanked me for, and I never knew if she was sincere or not. She had to have been sarcastic for singing the entire song. She was like, it was great. I got to hear them from this direction and you from this
That
direction.
sounds passive aggressive as jail.
But I was drunk.
And you're like,
so-
yeah, you're welcome.
You're welcome. Oh, not many people get the velvety tones.
The quants. I gave you 185%
That's
more
right.
quants.
It's true. 75%. She was like 75% less.
That's why you got to sing along. Like you got to like that's part of it is you have to play your part. If the person behind you is bumming you out,
Yeah.
get on board, bro.
All I know is, for me, great show.
Yeah.
I fucking loved
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Sarah's like my wife was there was a while where she was really interested in the idea of like group singing. Like that's like a thing in church, right? Like
Yeah.
people sing at church and it feels really good to sing with people. But it's a very specific thing you only experience in a few situations.
Yeah.
and she wanted to do a sing along night where people knew all the songs and then just come in because it feels good to sing with people.
It does. When and sorry, this is probably you're only going to get about 65% less quants in this episode. I didn't like U2, and then in high school, a friend got tickets to go see them in the Joshua Tree tour, and I was like, okay. And that in that concert, there's a lot of singing along, and there was one part where he had the whole crowd. And this is like at Sun Devil Stadium, which is like, I don't know, like 50,000 people or something, and they're all singing the song from the War album, where it was a hymn. It's like to music, and honestly, it was like nothing I'd ever experienced before, and I was like into them at that point. And yeah, totally. Like it was just, you don't have that experience in life. You're not like in the grocery store and everyone's like singing along and shit.
Yeah. And just purely joyful, enjoying it. I mean, I just went to a concert the other day, and it's Hosier.
What'd you go to?
Hosier.
Oh, you went
like,
to that show?
He's like my favorite. He's just my favorite.
Was that yesterday?
It was what day is it today? It was like
today's Monday.
Saturday. It was Saturday.
Oh, Saturday. Okay.
Yeah, and there was a guy behind me that was singing so loud and so out of tune, which I can sing, okay, and I can sing really well.
Right?
Hosier particularly. I like to harmonize with my little Hosie. We harmonize. But anyway, all I'm saying is it was very irritating. Like I was just like, ugh. But also I was like, you know what? Let this man have his joy. And like he is as big of a fan as I am. He just happens to not have a velvety tone like I do. No, but so it was one of those things where I had to let myself be like, okay, because it used to drive me crazy when people would sing so loudly that you could like barely hear the artist. But at the same time, it is that group experience of everyone just having a really fucking good time and everybody loving music as much as I love music. So it's like, that's exciting.
Was that the one at the Bowl?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he played at the Greek last year. So he's like, it's just like he played at Madison Square Garden this year and at Hollywood Bowl. So he's really like, and the show was incredible. And I know it sounds stupid, but the last time he was here, I could tell that he had a cold. And so I could tell he was like tired. And so like this time he was so good. And I was just, oh God, anyway, so that's what I've been doing, going to concerts. I also went to an Incubus concert, which is hilarious.
Wow.
Like 25 years of this one album they put out. Like it's been very like my old favorites, my new favorites. But yeah, it was like one of those things where I was just like, everybody was singing, but it was kind of sweet. So I was like, okay, let's
What does Hosier sing?
Take Me to Church is what everybody knows.
How does that go?
Take me to church, I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your light. I'll tell you my sins so you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that death is death. You've
heard it.
Oh yeah, it's like 2015, and then now I feel like he doesn't have any songs that would be popular enough, but he sings like that album from 2015 was the popular one.
Right.
And
His career, we were just talking about him yesterday.
Yeah.
That career is so crazy. He was like on SNL, but it was that song.
Yeah, that song.
And it like nothing else is hit like that, but he found his audience with it. People got on board
big time, because also he's like
That's
has
cool.
a very big gay following, especially lesbians, which is very interesting. But like whenever he plays Take Me to Church, there's literally he does kind of the same things every time, but it's nice. There's always a moment where someone gives him a flag, and it's like a pride flag with trans and everything in it, and so he always hangs that from his microphone, and like it's always during Take Me to Church. But yeah, I feel like that song was just one of those songs that was so good that he'll never live past it or be able to stop, or he won't ever be able to not play it last at the concert, But yeah, it was very interesting because it was like it blew him up so much, and then like you really didn't hear from him, but he still makes incredible music. You just have to kind of like know him, and then like my cousin came with me, and she doesn't listen to him at all, and she was like, I have chills like multiple times in the concert, because I think it's one of those people that you're like, oh, the Take Me to Church guy. You're like, yes, but also
there's
an
more.
incredible musician. Yeah.
in the past, he would have been a one-hit wonder, but I feel like that's not a thing anymore. Like
the internet, I think.
Yeah, people would. You don't have to buy the whole record; you just listen to whatever you want. So people who want to take a chance on it do. But it's really interesting. Like
Definitely.
we were just talking specifically about that. Like I couldn't name another song if you paid me.
Yeah.
But like there are a lot of people who know a lot of it.
And honestly, when you go to his concerts, there's a lot of people that don't know a bunch of the songs. Like both times I've gone to his shows, I'm sitting there loudly singing every song and videotaping and losing my mind. And there's a lot of people that only stand up for Take Me to Church and Work Song, which is another popular one. But yeah, it's very interesting.
All right, here's a fun game. When you hear the term one hit wonder, who pops into your mind?
That's a good game.
Tommy Two-Tone.
That's literally what I was going to say.
Anthony, let's head out of here.
Well, what did Tommy
Wait, what does he
Toon-Tone do?
sing?
8675309.
Oh, okay.
That's
pretty good.
For me, it's Tony Basil. Hey,
Hey,
Mickey.
Mickey.
Yeah.
Nah.
What about you, Daniel?
I don't know. I guess the I'm too sexy for my shirt.
Oh, right, said
Said
Fred.
Fred.
Yeah.
It said Fred.
Oh yeah, I guess now you're making me think of like Milli Vanilli or something.
Yeah.
Like those kinds of
Right.
Right. The idea of like somebody listening to a whole Right Said Fred record is very funny
hilarious.
to me.
But there's probably gonna be some of those fans
Yeah.
somewhere, right?
Guaranteed. Somebody's a Right Said Fred.
Wow, let me find it now. I think that's the title. I think was hanging out with friends, and part of the night start watching dumb videos on YouTube, and I think we watched the "I'm Too Sexy" video, and then YouTube then just auto played another Right Said Fred song, and I believe the song was called "Deeply Dippy."
No.
Oh my God! Please play it.
That's
I
amazing.
want to make sure that I'm getting that right. Oh, secrets going on. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wait, it sounds kind of good.
Sidewalk. Oh, it is this song. Oh yeah.
Sounds like a song.
100%.
Dip about the curves you got.
Stop.
Deeply hot. Hot for the curves you got. Deeply
Hot for the
dip
curve?
about the fun we had.
What does that mean, though?
Deeply mad.
Dippy?
Mad for the fun we had. Oh my
Fun time,
love.
Charlie.
I can't make head nor tail of passion. Oh my.
This poor guy. What do you follow that song up with? It was so weird.
Deeply Dippy.
That's what's very hard though, because now it's like viral hits. It's like the same idea of like something going viral, and then how do you maintain that?
Yeah.
Or like think about, Sarah Cooper, somebody who you know,
Right.
more or less trapped herself into a
lip sync.
genre. And then like I don't think she wanted to ruin her, but she was like, I got to keep making these hits. It's interesting because it's like, Right Said Fred, they would have had to keep making "I'm Too Sexy." Like, look at my horse hips.
Which,
Yeah.
not to do a self-plug here, but I did an episode of Bizarre Albums last week on Bobby Boris Pickett, the guy that did the Monster Mash. And that record is just the Monster Mash 12 times with slightly different lyrics. And I say that with zero exaggeration. It's like the same chord progressions. You can sing Monster Mash to half.
Is it all in the same key too?
I don't remember for sure. There's a few songs that are a little, but when songs do sound different, they just sound like another song you've heard.
Is it him just doing different holidays? Like it's the Easter Bunny.
There is a Christmas one called Monsters Holiday. That's one that is exactly like Monster Mash.
Did you see in October, Ali Ward's husband, Jarrett Sleeper, recorded Monster Mash and put up a video of it every single day of October, like in different styles?
I did not see that.
It sounds more varied than this album.
Yeah, probably was. Yeah.
Do you guys happen to have a Just Me or Everyone?
I do. Oh, I do.
Yeah, I forgot.
Let's
I
hear
don't
it.
know if it's. I think it's crabby because I've been crabby lately. To be honest with you, lately I've been like, why am I so bitchy, or is this just the new me? I don't know. We'll figure it out.
I'm having the same issue.
I kind of think it's when you get older, like you stop. Like it's kind of what I feel like I'm always talking about lately on this podcast of just like I'm not able to like not say the things I'm thinking, kind of, or like to not tell someone to stop when they're saying something to me I don't like. But my Just Me or Everyone is. Sorry, did you need to play the? Oh no, you already played the theme song.
Yeah.
I was like, am I interrupting? Interrupting is my Just Me or Everyone.
That's everyone.
God, lately, I just feel like I cannot tell a story without being interrupted so many times that like one time I went home from hanging out with somebody and I had a headache because I had been trying to keep up with their interrupting so much that I was like worn out by it. And I think obviously right now I'm hearing myself and I'm like, I talk for a long time, I realize, but I just feel like people don't listen anymore.
This is true.
You know? Like, of course, we all do because we have to because we're
Right.
on microphones. We can't just talk over each other. But I've been shocked by, I feel like lately it's been incredibly hard for me to find someone I can just tell a story to without being exhausted by the end of it.
Yeah. No, when you say having to keep up with their interrupting, do you mean having to like get back on track?
Yeah.
Because people will be like, I'll be like, and then I was, and they'll be like, picking apples. And I'm like, no, I wasn't picking apples. I was telling you a story about, my old roommate, blah, blah, blah. You're like, what the fuck are you doing? And so then you're like, wait. Okay. No. And I find myself always saying, wait. No, wait. Let me tell you. And then you'll understand what I'm about to say. You know what I mean?
Oh.
And then people will be like, oh yeah. But then they immediately interrupt again. It's just been, and I don't know if my stories are getting longer and slower or if everyone's just unable to just wait.
It might be an attention span thing.
I think it is. Yeah.
People have just a shorter attention span.
I think it's also anxiety sometimes. Like, I feel like if you're anxious and thinking about how you're coming off, you cannot listen. But that's like draining to be near someone who's in that headspace.
Yes.
Do you end up just like angrily finishing your story at them?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, this is like, sometimes I really will just be like, like, oh, whatever, I'll just tell you the end of it because otherwise we're never going to get there. And like, I'm just like, the story has it's a long story. Like, usually I'll even say like, this is going to be a little bit long for a reason though. Like, let me explain why I'm starting at 2015 and going back, whatever. But it's like, yeah, I feel like I have to say like, okay, I'm just going to finish it. Or I'll just say like, just forget it. Like, like, never mind. Or yeah, I'll just rush.
Yeah, I've just abandoned it before as almost like a test to see if like are they even going to be like, oh, finish the story, and they never do.
That's a big one too. You're like, they don't care. They're so far off with whatever they want the story to be. Like, it doesn't matter what my story is at this point. Yeah, I don't know. I feel
Niccole was telling me this story where she was like picking apples, and
I was talking to my roommate picking apples. No, yeah, it's just making me crazy lately. Like, I'm just like, I want to go out with this person, but I also want to be able to tell a story. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to hang out with them today.
Mm-hmm. So there's like this ADHD epidemic where we all have ADHD, and like I'm sure I've had it since I was a kid. But like, by the way, now it's a superpower because all the bullshit that gets thrown at you all the time. Like you get like, I'm built for this like generation of like that. Like, let's do all of it. Yeah, I can fill in all your story and listen to someone else. Let's go. But I also think like. Is it everywhere, or is it just because we're in LA and this is where people who are creative and full of ADHD come? And like, are we all like here together, like realizing as adults, like this is why we're here?
I don't know, but I do know that this is not meant to, hurt anybody's feelings. If my friends are going to listen to this, they might not, but you know what I'm saying. But I do feel like in LA, I have had a crisis of friendship lately where I'm like, who can I talk to that will hear me? And I do think it is a little bit more LA than it is other places. I mean, I think it's definitely, like you said, like an epidemic of ADHD. I mean, everybody has a form of it, I think. Like, everybody's dealing with a little bit of like, there's so much happening at once. But I do think it happens more here, yeah.
Yeah. I like people, it definitely feels like, yeah, everyone I talk to is like, oh, I just got diagnosed. I'm like, yeah, we all have it. But then I'm like, I think about like friends I grew up with. I'm like, no, they definitely didn't.
Yeah.
But like people who took normal jobs in normal cities where it's like, not normal, but like you
not
can survive there and not be like, it's great. Like I have to like fight it out because my dumb brain is on fire. So I have to like constantly be feeding it bullshit, or it's like fighting.
I wonder if there's a propensity to go into the arts if you have ADHD.
Yeah, I think that's
Probably,
it does make sense, because I mean, I've wondered if I have it, and it seems
I've wondered
silly.
if he has it.
But I think that there is this like, when I think back to what drove me towards the arts, it was sort of an ADHD kind of impulse. It was this like, I need to have fun making things with people and doing stuff, and it's like not sitting down and focusing on a task,
It's like, yeah, you gravitate to the things that you can survive with, and
Right.
the skill of like having any math or like any sort of attention to reading a thing or whatever, like forget it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's true.
Also, well, I would say also LA does tend to either attract or bring out a self-absorption.
Yeah.
And so a lot of times people will just want to think about themselves or talk about themselves when you're talking, and it's kind of like an LA thing.
that is like, is that not just cities? Is that like in New York? Is that not a thing?
I think it's a thing.
Probably a thing.
It
Yeah.
probably is.
What,
yeah.
Like in Chicago, was that like
I don't think it was in Chicago, but maybe I just don't remember. I don't feel like it was.
right?
I
Yeah.
don't know. I drank a lot more, so I was probably just more chill with it. I was like, talk over me. I'm passed out. No, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like it's worse, but I think also just for me in general, it's just felt like it's been getting worse a lot in general. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, did the pandemic make it worse because everyone was alone for so long?
I think there's a lot of
think so.
social shit that got weird because
Yeah.
of the pandemic.
Interesting.
And I think there is an idea of like, You get excited. I mean, I get it. I do it too. And like a lot of times I will know what someone's going to say. So I'll be like, and then I'm like, and they're like, I wasn't going to say that. I'm like, what are you going to say? And then they tell me, I'm like, that's what you were saying you were going to say. But so I get it. Like I do it too. But it's just like one of those things where it's like people get excited to know things and like not commiserate, but just like communicate with you and talk with you. But they don't realize that like we used to do this thing where we would like listen and feel heard by others. And now we're just all like noise at the same time.
Yeah.
I knew a guy I worked with who would have this tick where he would, while you were talking, he would vocally finish your sentence, and I would stop talking to see if he'd get it right.
Yeah.
Wait, like how would he do it?
Well, it was really wild. He was so focused on what you were saying, and he would kind of mouth what you were saying, and then I'd have to do it.
Okay, so
I don't know if I can do it though, but yeah.
Okay, so last weekend we had a really good weekend. It was fun. We had a fun time with the kids. We went to where did we go? I can't quite remember where we went. Oh my god, that's so weird.
Yeah, and it's like hearing a slight echo on a phone call or something where it like I can't, and so I would just stop and he would finish the sentence. I don't know.
Did he usually get it right?
He was pretty good. Yeah, he was pretty good.
Hey, sometimes they're good at it.
Well, I kind of felt bad because I didn't want him to. It ended up seeming like I was making fun of him.
Because you would stop.
Yeah, and I really wasn't. It was just distracting. It's hard to concentrate when it makes you think about what you're saying in this way that's very self-conscious.
There's a casting director. I just interrupted. There's a casting director though that does that. She doesn't say it out loud, but she mouth the words. And I remember that from when we before times when we would go into audition, and it would always fuck me up so bad because I was just like, oh, she's saying the same words that I'm saying. And I memorized it. Now she know it. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Are there no in-person auditions anymore?
Commercials do, thank God. Yeah, commercials do, and that's it.
Commercials are still in person?
Yeah, which is great. I like it. I don't know. I like being in person because I think like I like to show people my personality and my presence, and then also I take notes better than I come up with my own ideas.
Right.
So it's like I want you to tell me what you're looking for, and then I can give it to you. But that's been hard. I don't know if in-person regular auditions are going to come back, but I really hope so because it's gotten to this weird point, I feel like, where not everything, but so many things feel like people thought it was more convenient during the pandemic, but really it was just like a way to disconnect with people.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. And I feel disconnected because of it. Like, I'm just like, where are the people? None of the jobs I've done in like the last year have been I mean, they have, some of them have, but not very many have been in person. So
right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Todd, do you have a Just Mirror Everyone?
As you said, all of them come from driving for me. And the other day, I realized that there's one that drives me nuts every time. Is this is everybody? Why is this? This isn't a Just Mirror Everyone. This is everybody. But when someone's crossing the street and they have the right of way and they make a meal of it in front of you, where they're like making a point, like I'm slowing down traffic because I can. You're like, your goal is to get to the other side.
Yeah,
just do that.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Start there.
Follow through with your dream of getting to that other side.
Yeah.
Why am I a part of it?
Yeah.
Like, leave me out of it.
Like, do I need to like be like, you can do it?
Yeah,
keep
like
going.
But people who like mosey and then kind of like look at you like, yeah, get fucked. Like I'm walking across.
Right.
What is the power?
And I'm the opposite. If I know someone's waiting for me, I'll hustle.
Yeah.
Why
Exactly.
wouldn't you?
Because you're aware of other humans.
We're
and,
all
like,
doing it together. Right?
I know.
I saw a girl doing that today crossing the street, and it was so funny because she was walking normally, and then as soon as she came in front of a car, she like slowed down, and I was like, "What is this? Like mentally, what happens in your head?"
Exactly.
It's
What's going
so
on
odd.
there?
I think it's the same behavior as like when you know someone is. This is
Holding
a
the door for you.
psychological thing. That or like when you know someone is waiting for you to pull out of your parking
Oh,
spot.
yeah.
A lot of people will take longer, and it's like a psychology thing. I don't know why they do it, but it's like it makes them take longer.
Yeah.
Which is so
That like I have
That drives me
expectations.
nuts.
I think some of my social stuff, like my social anxiety stuff, is like I have just so many expectations about what the rules are that are
same.
only my rules.
Yeah.
This is what my wife tells me, but she's like, you have a bunch of rules that no one else knows exist. But I like constantly am pissed at people breaking my rules. But it's like like you said, you don't
courtesy.
pick up the pace a little bit. There's somebody else here.
Todd, what are other Todd rules?
Oh, there are a lot of
Like, what's one that you have that your wife says other people don't have?
Oh God, it's all around driving or like parking. Like if you when you park, you pull up to the end of the curb no matter what, because if someone
To make
behind
sure
you
there's
leaves,
more
there
spaces.
might be more room, right? Like you
Right.
always pull up to the end. That's the thing. Like people who park in the middle or whatever, it's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like pull up to the end. And she's like, that is your thing that you wrote.
Yes, but it's not a rule, but it's courtesy.
Yeah.
That
And I think that's what I think when people have like rules that only they have or whatever, it's because they're courteous and they think of others, but so many people don't think of others that they don't have those rules.
the reason she gets mad at me, and rightly so, is because I get irate when they break the rule that I have written.
You broke a Todd rule.
Yeah.
How dare
you? Yeah.
I have a am I the asshole? This is
Is this a new segment I have?
well, this is a Reddit thing, right? Am I the
yeah.
asshole?
Oh, but I want to do it. Okay.
Okay.
This is like a hey, go fuck myself.
It's kind
Hey, go
of
fuck myself.
or well, it could go the other way. It could be hey, go fuck yourself
Okay,
to this other
let's
person.
find out.
So this morning, I took Wendy for a walk, and there's this walking/biking path, and it's wide, and it's marked so that like the middle of the thing on the right side is pedestrians and joggers, and on the left side is 2 lanes. So this is a wide for bikes or other skateboards, I guess, or whatever. Okay, so when I walk Wendy, she is always on my right side. Even if I have the leash on my left, she goes to the right. And her paws are, we don't walk her that much because she has a heart condition and it's the whole thing. So when I'm going one direction, I'm in the pedestrian side. Now, keep in mind, there's no one out there. Okay. And then I would turn around to come home and I'm like, she's like tripping me. Because she's doing this, she's coming over to
Is she the asshole?
to go to the wait, no, she wasn't tripping me. She was on the concrete and it was hurting her feet, and so she wanted to go to the grass, and that was tripping me. So I was like, I went over to the right side, which now is the bike lane, but I'm way to the side. All right, no one else. So that's the backstory. So I'm walking her. She's over here. Guy on a bike, older guy, gray hair, rides by, and as he passes me, he goes, "Bike lane." and it's like the world turned red, and I was just like, "Fuck you!" I was just like, "Oh, we'll kill," and it was like, "You." Petty little motherfucker. Like, I know it's a motherfucking bike. I'm sorry you had to gently swerve 3 inches to the left. I'm sure your life flashed before your fucking eyes. Like, if there were other people, obviously I would have gone over there. And what kind of fucking like tiny piece of control are you trying? Like, do you go home and be like, I made the world a better place, my God? Honey, you were not gonna fucking believe what I encountered on the bike path today. There was a guy hugging the edge with his Cavalier, and I fucking set him straight.
She stands up and applauds slowly, like, my husband is a hero.
Oh my God. And so then he stops up at the light, and I'm just like, what's going to happen when I catch up to that? I'm going to give him the look. And then he went on. So I don't know. I didn't get to give him the stink eye.
Once.
Just I know what kind of man you are.
Wow.
That's very obnoxious. I think that kind of person is the ass.
Thank you, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, the delivery is so calm. Bike lane.
Bike lane. It was like, bike lane.
Bike lane.
It's like, fucking asshole.
I have a neighbor like that, and I did go off on her like
Ooh,
3
do
weeks
tell.
ago. I popped off, and I was like, I was kind of proud of myself.
Good.
I think I'm popping off. I think it's the new me. I am a nice person, but I will pop off. It was like the same thing though. It was like my dog. She was like telling me what to do with my dog, and we've had an experience. We've had like 3 interactions, and every time they kind of get a little worse. Where she talks like, badly about people in the neighborhood or like bosses someone around. And like I don't like the phrase because I think it's silly, but like a Karen, and like I can't with her. And she's very bossy. So yeah, she saw my dog sits like in front of my apartment, which is like in a driveway in our building that's gated. And like my whole building is only 10 apartments and everybody knows each other. So they all love her and they don't care. But like this neighbor was like walking by and she saw my dog sitting outside. And like I'm always outside because I can hear everything she's doing. So like I heard her talking to people, heard my dog talking to people. And I came out because I was like, what the heck is going on? And I was like, oh, hi. Because I saw it was the neighbor. And she was like, oh, we were so worried because your dog is just sitting here. And I was like, yes, she is. She does it every day. And she was like, yeah, but she's just sitting here. And she just like doesn't have a collar and she's outside. And I'm like, okay, well, it's gated. She has a chip. She's my dog. If she runs away, I would be sadder than you would. So like, I'm good. Like, it's fine. And I tried to ignore it. And I did the thing where I like walked inside and then I was rushing to leave. So I like left my house and I pulled out of my driveway and she was still standing there talking to some like young girls. And I stopped my car because I was like, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything. And then I stopped my car and I was like, hey, don't ever tell me what to do with my dog again. And I was just like telling her like, you don't know what to do. Like she sits out here every day. This is my property. You do not live here. You cannot tell me what to do. And I was like, you tell everybody else in the neighborhood what to do, but do not come for me. And she was just like, ugh. And like standing
Did she shut up?
She did. And I have not spoken to her since because she sees me and she walks the other way and so do I. But I mean, she does too.
Message received.
Oh my God.
It was kind of intense, but I was like, because this was like the third time she had been bossy towards me. She's bossy towards everybody in the neighborhood. And it's like a neighborhood with like a lot of people of color and just something about it rubs me so wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm like, babe, I'm not the one.
You just made so many friends because she is now going around being like, you know, this woman who lives here. And they're all like, I got to meet her.
Yeah. Because she really is not likable. Like, if she was likable, it'd be one thing, but it's not. She's not like, oh, why is that girl be so mean to you? It's like, no, she's mean.
You're crushing in your neighborhood right now.
I felt kind of bad for a minute just because it was like, but I didn't yell and I didn't curse. I didn't say anything extreme. I was like, don't tell me what to do. I said, you like to tell everyone else what to do, but I'm not the one. So don't.
I'm so glad you did this.
Yeah.
Incredible.
And it's good because it's kind of like she felt like a mean girl. Like she wanted me to be her friend, but then she wanted me to like talk badly about everybody in the neighborhood. And that's not my vibe. And plus, it's also funny because I feel like I'm, you know, I'm older than I look, I think. I'll just say, I don't want to say how old I am, but I'm older than I look. And so people that are like my age will boss me around sometimes. And I'm like, no. You must be confused. You think I'm 25. I'm not. You know, like so I had to like, I kind of have to give them a little sometimes. Yeah. She was very much that vibe of like unnecessary bossing, unnecessary comments, you know.
Condescending. Talking to you like you're a kid.
Yeah, mind your own fucking business.
Yeah, like mind your own business. If my dog runs away, I messed up. You know what I mean? Like I don't, and I'll be upset. But I don't need you to worry about it.
If you're not hurting anybody, you know,
she's
like,
literally laying
who cares?
I wish you could have yelled at this guy and been like, it's because my dog likes the grass and he's like as he's driving away, you just yell the exact reason. Yeah. I'm aware of it. Here's the thing for me though.
Yeah. Here's the reasoning for my dog walking in the grass and maybe on the edge.
You might notice I'm on the side.
They don't know.
Did this woman say anything while you were talking to her?
She said, she goes, oh, I was just trying to, and I go, no, I don't care what you were trying to do. Don't do it. Like I didn't let her speak, so it wasn't very nice for me. But the thing is, it's like my dog will not stay inside, and I don't have like a good direct sunlight area for her to just like lie down. And so every time I'm near the door, she tries to go outside. So I've started letting her hang outside because everybody watches her. We all hang. She's fine. It's a gate.
Right.
But yeah, she didn't say anything back to me.
And is she older or is she?
I think she's probably like 3 years older than me. And it's funny because I had just been thinking it earlier that day. I saw her and I was like, I bet she's like 3 years older than me. But she seems like 10 years older than me just because of the way she acts toward me and just her general vibe is very like curmudgeonly for a 40-something-year-old lady. I just kind of say my age.
I feel like my curmudgeonly side is coming through. I'm like feeling it hit. That's my default is to become
curmudgeonly
her.
Era.
I can feel it coming in hot.
Yeah.
I definitely talk shit about people in my neighborhood.
But sometimes they deserve it, though.
Sometimes people deserve it.
There's a point, I think, where a person gives themselves permission and then it's game on.
Like how old people fart in public.
Oh, yeah. Like whatever it is.
Old people stop caring, I think. And I think I'm starting to understand why.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait to not care. Oh, it's going to be so glorious.
Well, especially if somebody's doing something that's just unnecessary and petty and silly or like messy and nasty in your neighborhood, it's just like, you know what? Like, I'm going to say something to you because I have a right to.
I love that.
Yeah.
I need some of that.
I need a little bit less of it, but I won't lie to you. I do need a little less of it, but I'm glad that I said something to her though, because she needed it. Because she definitely was like, has bossed me around before, and I'm like, you do not know me. What is happening?
Was your adrenaline going when you were talking to her, or were you calm?
A little bit. And I made a point to like not get too fired up. And then also when I drove away, I was like, don't you dare pull out quickly. Like, don't lose power by being too high on adrenaline.
Right.
So, yeah, I tried to kind of control it a little bit. But yeah, I definitely was like shaky afterwards.
Yeah.
You were? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, and you feel bad, but then you're like, no, I had a right to do that. It's like if your dog was sitting in your doorway in your house, I would never be like, what's your dog doing? That's crazy to me. Like, that's just crazy. It's not necessary. So,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
I'm glad you asked that, because I do feel like there are people who do that all day, every day, and it never sparks anything. They just kind of are like, yeah, don't do that shit to me. And that's that. It's ended. It's finished.
Yeah.
It would be so premeditated for me. Like next time they say it, I'm going to do it. And then I'd have to have enough energy and nerves to push me to say it, that by the time it comes out, it's coming out as fire.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, you're a nice person. I think that's why.
I'm nice because I'm like afraid of like upsetting the apple cart.
Yeah.
Like, just be nice, be nice, be nice. So like, then, you know what I mean? It's not helpful.
Yeah.
Like, you're not expressing what's actually happening.
Yeah.
It's like not
Every
good.
dude that I've known that is nice like that, and not in a bad way necessarily, but it is sometimes like they won't say anything until it comes out. Like,
That's always. That's
yeah. And you're like, oopsies, like,
That's
fake,
right.
like
Yeah. When you trip on it is when you realize it's happening. Yeah.
yeah.
Right. I think it is time to say hello and welcome to the new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/AllisonRosen.
Hello and welcome to Julie Kem. She is at the confidant level. Hello and welcome to Amy Hunt at the confidant level. And Eugenia also at the confidant level. And Michelle Bollinger, who opted for an annual subscription. Again, patreon.com/AllisonRosen. Also, I have been putting more stuff in my Amazon storefront, and I've started a new, I can't decide if it's going to be its own podcast or if it's just going to be a segment or what, but like, I've been talking to guests about like, what are the products in your day that you can't live without. It's like I'm on this whole, basically I just need an escape for my brain, and the direction my brain has gone is like looking at like skincare stuff and just online.
You're obsessed.
But I don't want to say I'm not a shopaholic. So I'm not buying a ton of stuff,
No,
but I
you
like
give a
knowing
lot of-
about it and looking at
Your
it.
mind is on it a lot.
It's like regarding like skincare and like treatments you can get at a dermatologist and all that kind of stuff, like anti-aging stuff, I guess. It's such a safe little world.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's this thing of like, how is it enabling to totally fit into beauty standards of the patriarchy? So there's a whole thing you can go down with that. But basically, like, it's soothing because it's like, the parameters of like lotion. There's nothing crazy is going to happen in that world.
There's not going to be a huge scandal wherever it divides the lotion world.
Right. But so anyway.
What side are you on? Peptides.
Mr. Lubriderm is racing.
That's right.
I just had Fahim Anwar on the show, and he and I talked about stuff. He, your CeraVe essay.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, he uses that too.
Great.
But anyway, so I excuse me, I started a sub list in my Amazon storefront, and it's product picks by podcast guests.
Ooh.
And his are all in there. So go to amazon.com/shop/AllisonRosen, and you can see, all those things.
For you, that safe space is products. For me, it's horse hips.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It's
all
your
horse
workout
hips all
world
the
is your
time.
little safe escape world.
My TikTok feed, it's horse hips talk.
I'm gonna Google this and look it up.
Horse talk. You're just gonna get horses.
Or horse hips talk.
talk.
All right, you guys. Thank you so much, Niccole. Plug anything you'd like to plug. Where do we find you?
You can find me on Twitter. I mean, I'm barely on there anymore, but you can try. And it's Niccole Thurman, and same with Instagram, Niccole with 2 C's. That's the best place.
Great, Todd Cooper.
Yeah, I'm on the Instagram there from time to time. Todd Cooper. I think I'm just Todd Cooper there. There's either
He's looking at
Sort of ask
Tony.
me.
He's looking at Tony for answers.
because I used to always plug it on the stuffing pod, and
Yeah.
we never knew.
Yeah.
I think
one
it's
of them
Todd
is
Cooper.
Todd C.
No,
That's right.
yeah, I
One of
think
them
you're
is
Todd
some
C.
other
Cooper.
guy who's gonna be real pissed.
He's gonna
if
be
you
livid.
take
Be
me
off
off
the list.
That's right. You'll find it. I'll either be dead in 22 hours or not
boy.
from the glass.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
the glass.
So, you could follow me, or I could be dead in 22 hours.
Wait,
So
but
if
it's
we-
more fun to follow dead people. So you
know what?
That's when they get more followers.
That's true.
Have you guys ever noticed that? Sorry, I'm taking.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get
I have, actually.
I
posthumously.
haven't noticed more followers,
It's
but
crazy.
Yeah.
You can get like millions. Like I've seen like famous people when they die, they get more fall. It's really weird. It's a really weird phenomenon that
That
I,
is
for
super
some reason,
weird.
notice too much. I pay
So this could
attention
be a
to
good
it.
career move.
This is the
Done.
thing my career finally needed. Me to get out of the way.
100% less Todd.
Oh man, the best amount.
Daniel, what about you?
well, if you're one of the few that gives a shit, you can follow me at Daniel Quantz, Quantz, where I am going to hopefully only mildly annoy you.
Great. And Tony?
Mostly just Instagram these days at
Tony Thaxton.
and Bizarre Albums every Tuesday.
And follow me on social media at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram, on TikTok, The Allison Rosen. YouTube is youtube.com/Allison Rosen. And I have a newsletter now, AllisonRosen.substack.com. But you can find everything at my website. You know what? That's not what I meant to say. You can find everything at my link tree. But then it feels weird.
They gave you a link tree?
Yeah, they'll give them to anyone.
They give them to anybody. I have one. They give them to anybody.
And you can
Put
find
some
my
links on a tree.
and you can find my link tree at Descanso Garden. So you can find my link tree in my Instagram bio, and that's got links to everything. So go to my Instagram bio and then find the link tree. Tony, that's how we decided I should do it, right? Because I was
Yep,
like, Tony,
there
I got
you
too
go.
many plugs.
Smart.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time